Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it. Niggas don't hate, just don't pay them attention. They want in your spot and you know it. These niggas ain't nothing but snakes in the grass, so you better watch where you going. Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it.
What's up? Welcome back to 9060 TV, the most authentic channel on YouTube for sure. You already know it's your boy Cartel Ace, and appreciate y'all tapping in. Today, we finna react to a story that I ain't really got into, but I caught wind of it, and it was kind of crazy just hearing it and just knowing like his backstory. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I did a little research, and this video right here, this pretty much sums it up pretty good, man. And you know what I'm saying? I'm finna give a shout out to the channel. The channel is Trap Lord Ross. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. You already know them Rosses, they deep. You feel what I'm saying? So the video is about 03 Greedo. So we finna see what happened to 03 Greedo. And I haven't pretty much watched this video, but I went through and read the comments, and everybody like, ah, man, it's great, man. You got pretty much all the information. So we're gonna check him out. You dig what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get this right, and then we're gonna start. All right, here we go.
Sponsored by Greedo.
Once again, Trap Lord Ross, man. Shout out to you, dog.
Where I'm from, you either almost make it or you don't. Went to the NFL and caught a case. Almost got signed, caught a case. Once you're arrested, the only...
Oh, hold on. Damn, I already got to start over. That boy just said some shit right there. That boy just said some shit. That boy said, where he from, you either almost make it, you almost make it.
Where I'm from, you either almost make it or you don't. Went to the NFL and caught a case. Almost got signed, caught a case. Once you're arrested...
That boy said either you almost make it or you don't make it. So where he from, it ain't even no making it. It ain't even no hope. It's you almost did or you don't. And just knowing like where this story led up and how it ended, man, that's crazy. That's crazy to start like that. Let's get it.
The only person that's going to determine what's going on with you is the judge.
This man's name is 03 Greedo, and he comes from one of the roughest projects in Los Angeles, the Jordan Downs projects on Great Street. But in 2017, he signed a deal with Alamo Records for $1.7 million, which really pissed him off because it was 300 racks shy of $2 million. Oh,
nah, no cap.
He'd be facing a 300-year sentence for trafficking 4 pounds of methamphetamine across state lines. Damn. This is the story of the Wolf of Great Street.
So I wonder if he had any connection with like Blockboy JB and the Memphis Great Street Crips. You feel what I'm saying? I know like the gang's gotta have ties because it started in California and moved to Memphis, but I'm just saying those two personally. Oh, hold on, my shit tripping. Let me go back to my shit. Go back, y'all. Go back on full screen. Alright, here we go.
Many moons ago, before 03 Greedo was the Wolf of Great Street, before becoming a living legend by literally tattooing living legend across his cheeks, and yes, that is a Mac 10 tattooed on his chin, he was just a young boy growing up in the rough parts of the
got Mac 10 on his chin. No, they about it.
To that famous blue rag rocking set of gangsters.
Hey, man. We talking about an LA native, you know what I'm saying? So you feel what I'm saying? Fired up, man. What y'all waiting on? Fired up with me.
Crips, saying himself that his own father, who unfortunately passed away when Greedo was only 1 year old, was apparently one of the very first Crips in the city.
My father was one of the first Crips, you know what I'm saying? My father ran with Tookie, so...
But if you think losing your mate...
My bad. I'm finna let it run for a second. I'm sorry I'm stopping it so much, but if your pop's one of the first Crips, what you think you gonna do? You don't even got no choice. Like, other niggas who pops may be a Crip, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they got a choice, maybe they don't. But you? No, boy. It's over with. Even though you ain't even get to meet him, you won. You ain't even get to know him.
In fact, this guy has probably had some of the worst luck in goddamn history. Bouncing around from place to place during his formative years, he would find himself hanging out on the wrong blocks and with the wrong people, getting addicted to cocaine as early as 13 years old, getting his girlfriend pregnant at 17 and becoming a father at 18, all the while trying to hold down a handful.
Damn, he got addicted to cocaine at 13 years old. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. My parents had me at 15, so I can't even say shit about the baby.
I mean, just imagine 03 Greedo serving you at Best Buy. But apparently, the retail drugs just weren't quite cutting it for the Wolf of Great Street. So eventually, he had to start selling drugs to support his young family after being kicked out of his mother's
sound about right.
This actually even led him to infamously spend some time homeless on the streets of Los Angeles, a fate that I probably wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Now, of course, Greedo moved around a lot during these formative years of his life, bouncing between sleeping on the street, sleeping at girls' houses, or coughing a couch at one of his homies. But eventually, he would settle down in the Jordan Downs housing projects in Watts. Now, this is a notoriously dangerous hood. Parts of the classic LA gang-banging epic menace to society were actually filmed there, but even more impressive to me specifically, the Jordan Downs projects were actually digitally recreated in the iconic video game Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh!
The game as the Willowfield Town.
Oh! That's hard. That's crazy, bro. They ain't pay nobody in there, though. That ain't hard, now that I think about it, bro. They just got down, profited off them folks. But if you got GTA, tap in with me, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm PSN, AKO_Ross, man. Tap in. Get your ass blast up.
Now, Jordan Downs was, funnily enough, also a flashpoint for the Watts riots back in the 60s, which if you want to know more about, I actually discussed extensively in my documentary on the history of rap in LA, where your boy actually went to Watts.
I'm going to have to check that out, too.
You'd have to be literally living underneath the crack rock to have never heard about the Blue Rock and gangsters who roll deep in the
Big
streets
Mike.
of LA. However, the Crips on Grape Street, which runs parallel to the Jordan Downs housing projects, do things a little differently. There, they rock purple bandanas instead of blue, because, you know, grapes are purple. We're good ones anyway. Now, the Grape Street Crips have had a historical beef with the nearby Bounty Hunter Bloods, who are also from Watts, mainly based around the nearby Nickerson Gardens projects. However, more importantly to this story, the Grape Street Crips' beefs and alliances stretch far beyond the Bloods and even beyond the city of Los Angeles. For example, they were involved in a bloody gang war in 2008 when Brandon B.L. Bullard, a veteran Grape Street Crip, was gunned down by East Coast Crips in Los Angeles who had opened fire at a crowd in a party in LA. Now, he was a serious player in the Grape Street Crips, and a previous shooting targeting him had also sparked a wave of shootings that left 26 wounded and 8 dead. And so within only 36 hours of that party shooting, the LAPD allegedly responded to 10 more shootings where 17 people were injured and 4 killed. So if I've learned one thing, Grape Street is not the safest place to be chilling out and munching on grapes.
Bro, I was gonna let this nigga slide, bro. Look at this nigga here, man. Look at this nigga here. He got the information, so I'm letting him slide, but look at this nigga. Look. This how they see us, man.
Anyway, as well as beefing with Crips from other states outside of Los Angeles, the Grape Street Crips also
get
have
it, but I don't.
alliances with crews outside of LA too. Because famously, there is a Memphis gang set closely affiliated with the Grape Street Crips.
There go the
called
Memphis
Peter
shit.
Mafia. They're actually well known for throwing up an M gang sign for Mafia, which isn't dissimilar from this kind of reverse Woo sign that you might have seen Pop Smoke throwing up back in the day. Now, the Peter Mafia is actually the same crew that Memphis-based rapper Block Boy JB reps too, having shown his love for Grape Street by using his banking.
They still ain't answered my question, but yeah, they mentioned Block Boy JB.
Not to cut this hard, iced out grape chain. And as
That
well as
shit
JB,
hard.
you've also got fellow young Memphis rapper NLE Chopper, who showcased his ties to the gangsters on Grape Street to the fullest with his recent banger of a single, Picture Me Graping, where NLE Chakra appears himself in the music video surrounded by purple things, imagining what life would have been like if he'd have been banging grape in LA too. Now, this connection between Grape Street in LA and Memphis, Tennessee down in the south might explain why a lot of the residents of Grape Street aren't necessarily native Los Angelinos, with many of those people who settled there apparently coming from other cities in the American South, such as New Orleans or Memphis, Tennessee, with many current Grape Street residents repping Peter Roll proudly, as was documented in this Jordan Downs Hood vlog.
Jordan Down Project, Peter Roll Mafia. Majority of all of us from the South. Everybody that come to Watts.
But it's not just projects that are shared between the Grape Street Crips and the Peter Roll Mafia. In fact, it actually seems like these two interstate crews are no...
Alright, so I'm gonna let y'all know for sure. This video is 36 minutes, so we might have to do 2 parts to it. But right now, he seems like he's just giving a background story on it. So let's just see. He ain't even got in the bro story yet.
Joint narcotics operation too. In 2017, 22 people from both Memphis and Los Angeles were indicted as part of a 3-year investigation into a huge interstate dope ring. This apparently regularly saw purple bandana Crips routinely sending large amounts of H, marijuana, methamphetamine, and cocaine across state lines and between the 2 cities that these gangs were operating in. Now, remember all that for later, but for now, let's get back to 03 Greedo, who became a man and found himself tracking and graping in the Jordan Downs projects, selling dope on the block and coming up the hard way. But even after he found himself a stable place to live and hustle from, the bullshit would continue and he would struggle year after year, toiling in the streets, trying to improve the circumstances.
Welcome to the streets.
And I tell you what, these years weren't kind to Greedo. He was catching gun charges and burglary charges, with him eventually finding himself in the slammer serving a 2-year sentence, where he would spend his time writing songs and eventually come up with the idea that when he got out of jail, he would make a proper go of it in the music industry. Hopefully using his talent as a performer and songwriter to get himself out of the streets for good. So when he got out of jail, he started making music regularly, initially under the stage name Greedo. And under this name, he would drop numerous mixtapes, become a prolific SoundCloud uploader, and appear in numerous hood blogs. Now, this era of Greedo's career isn't necessarily for me, but it made him what he is today. And I gotta say, the track Potheads and Strippers kind of a vibe. Now, Greedo's mixtape run started with Sign My Cars. This was followed by I Can't Sleep, the teaser tape, then 4 editions of a mixtape series called Bipolar, and after that was Everybody Week Volume 1 and 2. With all of those leading up...
Anybody out there doing music, you see that? This is before he even came, who I'm talking about, 03 Greedo. This man dropped, what's that, 8 tapes? Gotta just keep going. Never know where you end up.
Now, Greedo's mixtape run started with Sign My Cars. This was followed by I Can't Sleep, the teaser tape, then 4 editions of a mixtape series called Bipolar, and after that was Everybody Week Volume 1 and 2. With all of those leading up to the final release of this era, Money, Powder, Regrets.
9. So 9.
Now, Greedo wasn't really picking up much buzz with his music at this time, but what he was doing was building his confidence on the mic and experimenting with a diverse range of musical sounds and genres, slowly taking the first steps of developing into one of the most unique and unclassifiable artists that LA rap has ever spawned. But unfortunately, before Greedo had really found his lane in music, in 2016, tragedy would strike, changing the course of his music career and his life forever.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Alright, let me skip past the sponsor shit. Shout out Raycon though, man. That's that boy Ray J shit.
On the 28th of June, 2016, Greedo and another man were driving a 2016 Nissan through Amarillo, Texas on the I-40. Now, remember at the start of this story when I said that there was a big drug line that ran from the Peterborough Mafia in Memphis, Tennessee to the Grape Street Crips in Watts, Los Angeles? Well, that drive from Memphis back to Grape Street unfortunately cuts through the panhandle at the north of Texas. And it would appear that this night, Greedo and his friends were graping their way through Texas with bad intentions. Cops pulled them over and claimed to be able to smell cannabis from their car. And while the driver admitted...
If you making a move, man, you can't be smoking in the car.
That they had indeed been smoking the green stuff in the vehicle, it would turn out that harmless
They
marijuana
told
was
them.
the least of their problems. As cops eventually made their way through the vehicle, ultimately forcing open the trunk where they found 4 packs.
See, bro, people be thinking, yeah, if I tell the cops, like, it's gonna be better for me if I just tell them the truth. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Don't tell them shit. Don't tell them shit.
Green stuff in the vehicle, it would turn out that harmless marijuana would be the least of their problems. As cops eventually made their way through the vehicle, ultimately forcing open the trunk where they found 4 pounds of methamphetamine, which they claimed was worth upwards of $80,000. But realistically, that's a very conservative
God
This 4 pound
damn,
of meth
son.
would easily netted the Wolves and Grape Street hundreds of thousands of dollars if it was being sold hand to hand back on the streets of LA. I mean, honestly, just look at the size of that bag. 03 Greedo was probably the first person to be facing life for a bag
That's
for
a
life. Then again, considering how many songs
bag.
this guy records in a session, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to say it was personal use. I know what you're thinking. Getting caught with 4 pounds of loose meth in Texas, it probably can't get much worse.
In
But
Texas,
ladies and
at
gentlemen,
that.
it really did. Because in addition to meth, pistols and ammunition were found in the vehicle, with these guns having been reported stolen in the state of California. So all this together did not look good
So they got all this in the car and they smoking? In the car. You just gonna smoke in the car. No, bro. No. And that's how you went down?
Greedo was ultimately charged with unlicensed possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of over 400 grams of a controlled substance. And after spending 8 days in a jail in Amarillo, Texas, Greedo was released on bond and returned to LA sans net. Look, who knows what the repercussions in the street were for losing that 4-pound batch of net. So when Greedo got out of jail, it was a wise move to make a fresh start and think of a way to somehow get his life back on track. And it was at this point that Greedo would transform himself. From a grimy, Great Street narcotics trafficker to a prolific musician and artist who would make money by selling his stories of being involved in a dangerous and violent narcotics operation rather than actually participating. But even with that honourable strategy in mind, one question still remained. Would it already be too late for Greedo to get his redemption?
Alright, we're gonna end it right there and then I'm gonna do a part 2 to it for sure. That's crazy though, like, bro, like, that's how you went out? Oh, hold on, somebody calling me. My bad, y'all. Alright, yeah. But bet, we're gonna return on that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. This 96 TV, this your boy Cartel Ace, and until next time, y'all like, share, subscribe. That was 03 Greedo, part 1. We're gonna do a part 2 and finish it up, you feel what I'm saying? So, appreciate y'all. And in the meantime, y'all stay safe.
Yeah. Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it. Niggas don't hate, just don't pay them attention. They want in your spot and you know it. These niggas ain't nothing but snakes in the grass, so you better watch where you going. Walking in the bank, go fill it up. We want all of the money. I don't need sleep till I run it off. They talking about cash and I want it.